aqua friends. Now that we're in December, I got some great winter scenes for you. We're gonna do this pink sky. I started off by using my contact adhesive paper to block out the snow, and I'm wetting the sky area. So we're working wet on wet, and I'm using a really pretty sky blue and some pinkish orange, trying to mimic the sky that's in the reference photo. So once I lay down my colors, I have a trick of making it nice and smooth, and I'm using a dry makeup brush actually, and it really gives a really nice wispy cloud effect. Once that's dry, I'm starting putting in the pine trees. Now, I am not one to draw a vertical stick and add branches to it. I do find that this does not look as organic and doesn't look as realistic. It's much better if you shape your tree taking into consideration that you have some branches in the very front of the tree and off to the sides, and I'm leaving negative space, as you can see there. It's not all one triangular blob of purple. So I am trying to shape the tree and consider that the purple is actually going to be the snow part of the tree. So all in all, I think painting the purple and then the branches of the tree, this took me about a half an hour. Put on some music, get yourself a cup of cocoa, and just enjoy painting these lovely pine trees. So I'm just basically thinking and breaking down these shapes of the heavy laden snow on the branches. It helps to think of what you're painting in a three-dimensional form. The brush that I'm using is a round 6. This is the Princeton Black Velvet series brushes, and the reason why I love these and use them all the time is because the tip is so pointy that it almost mimics a detail brush, and yet it holds a ton of water. So you notice I'm able to paint, and this is a pretty big tree, one of the biggest ones in the painting. I could paint a lot of trees with this loaded brush. So basically, I'm trying to do this very loose, but obviously the size of these little brush strokes are pretty small. I'm working on I think a 6 by 9 canvas size. It's like a half a sheet of paper basically. And I'm using Arches cold press paper. So once that's dry, so starting over on these trees, I am using a neutral tint. Now these parts are the branches, the underside of the tree. So keep in mind as you're putting in the neutral tint that you want to go below the purple so that the purple is the snow on top of the branches. And again, I'm trying to think of this in a three-dimensional form and not just have the snow off to the sides. You want to also have clumps of snow in the middle of the trees. So where I left all these negative spaces is where I'm concentrating on putting the dark parts of the tree. As I'm painting this, I'm concentrating on remembering, okay, the purple is the top, the purple is the snow, so you want to paint underneath the purple. And just think of these trees as you're looking at the reference photo and seeing these patterns. It's breaking down the shapes in geometric forms, almost like triangles. So you want to leave some off to the side. You want to have some in the very middle of the tree, in the front of the tree. And a lot of the dark parts are going to be on the very bottom of the tree where your trees meet the snow. So going in and filling in those negative spaces with the black. Not all of them, but sort of trying to follow the areas that I left. Now the tallest tree also has the most shadows, and I have a lot to fill in here. So once the trees are done, I removed the contact adhesive paper and we're going to work wet on wet for the snow using the same purple. So I'm just making some darker areas, some lines for the roadway. Once that's dry, putting in the lines for the roadway as well as the cute little mailbox and some of the branches that are around the snow areas. I'm adding those in. And the posts. With a small detail brush, I'm fixing up that mailbox and sign your painting and you're done. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching.